Namah Shivaya. Last Sasanga we're speaking about reality, that reality doesn't change at all. That I was speaking about this modern science, all the time changing theories, es todo el tiempo cambiando las teorías, la ciencia moderna. But reality doesn't change, la realidad no cambia. La realidad, the reality was all the time the same, for centuries, for millennia, from the beginning on time. Reality is all the time the same, never changed. So God is God. Reality is reality. It's not a new theory all the time saying, no, really, we made a mistake. Now is the new theory is valid. No, it's not like this. So what is changing all the time, I'm reading the book now, cannot be the reality. Yesterday, there was one theory. Today, a different one. And in the future, another new theory. This process of constant change is not able to reveal the truth because the truth is immutable. So, la verdad es inmutable. You cannot reveal the truth by means of changes. No. Modern science calls the process of theory after theory an evolution of thought. So, la ciencia moderna llama al proceso de teoría tras teoría una evolución del pensamiento, or something like this. If that is the case, the evolution of thought cannot reveal the truth ever. So you cannot get enlightenment by means of science. No. Shiva reveals only through the truth. The truth remains the same always. It's not something that is changing and changing. This is the truth. You are Shiva. This. You are Shiva. You are God. This truth never changes. It's a rock. It's firm like a rock, como una roca. No se mueve. Doesn't move. It's all the time watching through your eyes, hearing you through your ears. Yes? It's a rock. La mente se mueve. The mind moves. All the time moves and moves. Reality is not something that is changing and changing. The reasons for these problems in the modern science theories lie in its studying only the manifestation emanating from the reality, from the self and his power. So science is studying only the manifestations coming from Shiva, from God, and not God directly. When they have to speak about God, they say, well, we don't know what is that, yes? They say all the time something like this. We don't know what is that. As these manifestations undergo constant mutation, this manifestation of God, for example, the universe, el universo todo el tiempo está cambiando, the theories will change accordingly. Some might think that the universe changes, but not its laws. But this is untrue too, because modern science knows that inside the black hole, the laws of physics are not valid. So algunas personas pueden decir, bueno, el universo cambia, pero no sus leyes. No, porque dentro de un agujero negro, las leyes de la física no son válidas. So the laws are not immutable. No. So all this just adds more and more changes to what is already changing and changing. In this sense, the universe or universes along with its or their group of laws can never be the reality. So this universe cannot be the reality. So trying to find God in this universe is useless. God is in you. You understand? My specialty is a philosophical system known as Trika. Mi especialidad es un sistema filosófico llamado Trika. Shaivismo no dual de Cachemira o Shaivismo de Cachemira a secas. Non-dual Shaivism or Kashmir or Kashmir Shaivism plainly. Though this name is not technically exact. Why not Kashmir Shaivism or Shaivismo de Cachemira is not completely exacto? Because in Kashmir, there are other 3 Shaivisms. So when you say Shaivismo de Cachemira, Kashmir Shaivism, what Shaivism are you referring to? ¿A qué Shaivismo te estás refiriendo? So it's better to say Shaivismo no dual de Cachemira. Non-dual Shaivism of Kashmir is better. Because in the 4 Shaivism that you can find in Kashmir, only one is non-dual. Trika Shaivism. Trika is Sanskrit word, es una palabra Sanskrit. Why non-dual? Because according to Trika Shaivism, men, and women obviously too included, are God, are one with God. You are God. This is Trika Shaivism. You are not God. This is another Shaivism. There are other 3 Shaivism postulating that you are not God. Otros 3 Shaivismos, Shivadvaita, Shaivismo, Vira Shaivism, Shaiva Siddhanta, 3 other Shaivism, they say that you are not God. God is greater than you. So, es como la religión cristiana. God está más elevado que vos, que usted, que tú. Ay, tú, no sé hablar con tú. Ok, está más elevado que vos, más elevado que tú. Y so, and you are little, pequeño, Dios es grande, big, God, yes and no. Trika Shaivism or non-dual Kashmir Shaivism, no. Trika Shaivism, we say that you are God, completely. So some mind said, why I'm not creating miracles like God? Why? No. You are doing all that already. All this world is a miracle. So you are doing it already. Why to create another miracle? Ya estás haciendo todos los milagros. Este mundo es un milagro. It's a miracle, this world. You see life around, it's a miracle. Es un milagro la vida. You understand this? So why you need another miracle? For example, to fly, it's stupid. Yes. To fly is stupid. To volar es estúpido. For example, oh, you don't fly, there is no miracle. No, life is a miracle. The animals are a miracle. What is this? Who created all this? God. And he lives in every creature. En cada criatura él mora dentro. So we are full of miracles, llenos de milagros. But we are sleeping in ignorance, so we take all that for granted. Como estamos durmiendo en la ignorancia, created by God too, the ignorance was created by God too. Como estamos viviendo la ignorancia, creada por Dios también, esta ignorancia, damos todo por sentado. Un gato, un perro, un ser humano. We don't understand that it's a miracle. Life is a miracle. The heart beating in every chest is a miracle. Milagro de Dios. If we could live, si pudiéramos vivir with this amazement, con este asombro every day, we would be awakened. Estaríamos despiertos, not sleeping. Yes? The way we wake up every morning, yes? Oh my God, I had to go to the job, I'm fed up. Yes, well, this is our life. Tenemos que ir al trabajar, ay, que no quiero dormir. We wake up like this. So no, but we have to wake up with the mystery of existence. Tenemos que despertarnos con el misterio de la existencia. Who are you? Yes, who are you? ¿Quién eres tú? Who are you? ¿Quién sos? This is the real wake up in the morning. Not, again. You understand? Because we're sleeping. We're sleeping in the news. Estamos durmiendo en las noticias que recibimos cada mañana, that receive every morning. We're sleeping in our family all the time with problems, some family problem every day. So we're sleeping. This is not real life. Real life is to be amazed. Estar asombrado. Esa es la verdadera vida. Si uno no tiene ese asombro, if you don't have this amazement in you, it's like you are dead. That's why in the Bible, yes, they wrote, en la Biblia escribieron, The ones who don't have the love of God are dead. Los que no tienen el amor de Dios están muertos. Yes, in the Bible they wrote something like this. So you don't have the love of God, you don't have this amazement, this chamatkara, we call it in Sanskrit, chamatkara, this amazement. Every day you are dead. You move only the body like a dead person. Move into the job, move into this, move into that. But you see all those people running to the bus, running to there, running to the train, most of them are dead, alive, living dead, like zombies. But it's not real life. Real life is all the time when you are full of amazement and blissful, cuando estás bienaventurado y lleno de asombro cada momento. Eso es la vida verdadera. This is the state of an enlightened yogi. It's not that he's laughing all the time, ja, 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 ja. No, it's not so stupid. No es que está riéndose todo el tiempo como un tonto. He's happy inside with this amazement because he sees reality. And reality is full of joy, full of happiness. La realidad está llena de dicha, joy, dicha, full of happiness. No es triste, it's not sad. It's not like, oh my God, I'm a sinner, soy un pecador. It's not, this is not reality. It's not working. It's sad. Sad is negative. By negativity, por medio de la negatividad, you cannot advance in spirituality. For example, oh, I'm a sinner. I'm a bad person. Oh my God, what to do? God, forgive me. No, it's not working. Happy. God is happy. You understand? That's why this was one of the things that was more shocking to me when I started with yoga. Because cuando empecé en yoga, lo que más me impactó fue esto de la felicidad de Dios. Because I came from a Christian family. So venía de una familia cristiana. You know, Christian all the time with the God on the cross, suffering. It's all this. So I came from all these sinners and venía de pecadores, de Cristo en la cruz, sufriendo la sangre, todo eso. So when I arrived at this Indian tradition of Kashmir Shaivism, Siddha Yoga, all this new, no, they were celebrating, yes, all the time, God and celebrating, and never feeling guilty or nothing. So to me, it was very shocking. I felt bad at the beginning because I couldn't understand what is celebrating. Or for example, the fire. When they do a ritual, when you do a ritual in our tradition, there is a fire, yes. So when people go to the fire in the West, yes, they say, well, I will burn my sins there, my negativities. So they carry some crap with them, yes, llevan alguna basura negativa de sus vidas para quemarla en el fuego, la basura negativa. Pero en India no es así. In India it's not like this. No. You carry to the fire, llevas al fuego, the best of you. This was shocking to me because I was thinking, okay, I will put all my crap and the fire will burn and purify me, yes, like this. No, it's not a thought like this. No es esa línea de pensamiento en India, no se sigue así. No, el fuego es Dios. Fire is God, Dios. It's the self. So you go to God with your best things, not with your bad things. You understand? It's another viewpoint. So I remember that my acharya, my teacher, yoga teacher, was very angry with me because I went to the fire with some crap, yes, or some sin in me. Oh, I'm like this, sorry, God. He told me, no, abandon this, abandon. Deja toda esa negatividad. Deja todas tus malas cualidades afuera. No. Don't come to the fire with your bad qualities. Come to the fire and throw to the fire your best things. Lo mejor que tengas, eso es lo que hay que poner en el fuego. So this viewpoint of happy viewpoint is shocking to a Christian person. No, I'm not Christian, but I was influenced by Christian culture. Yes. It's very shocking. And there is nobody dying for us, nothing. Yes, no, there is nothing like this. There is no God angry with humankind, punishing humankind. No, there is nothing. It's a happy God. So this is the viewpoint in Trika. In Trika, the origin of all that is material, todo lo material in Trika is called, the origin of all the material things in this universe is called Prakriti. Prakriti is the name of all of the source of the materialistic world. So la fuente del universo material o mundo material es Prakriti. And its position is the category 13. So we have 36 categories, 36 categorías in our scheme, in our esquema del universo, of the universe. 36 categorías, 36 categories. Prakriti is the number 13, 13. The first category, God, obviously. Second category, the power of God. Third category, the first emanation of the universe. The fourth category, the full emanation of the universe, but still in unity with God. The fifth category, the emanation of the universe and the appearance of God at the same time, in equilibrium. Next, the sixth category, Maya, ignorance. And all the materialistic universe coming later after Prakriti, 13 categories. So in every book I include a tattooing chart, a chart of categories. Incluso un cuadro de tatuas o categorías en cada libro. Y también en el sitio web, on the website you can see all these categories. I explain there. So ego is category 15, for example. So ego is after Prakriti. So ego is material. Because Prakriti is the source of materialistic universe. So ego, intellect 14 is material, mind is material, the body is material, the vital energy, yes, is material too. All this is materialistic. Beyond Tatua 13, más allá del Tatua 13 o categoría 13, más allá de Prakriti, beyond Prakriti, the universe is not material, it's immaterial, or spiritual, or divine, or whatever the name you want to say. Okay. Now the science says something like this. Yes, they say that the vast majority of the universe, la gran mayoría del universo, is not atoms. You know this, yes? Atoms is a very little portion. Most of the universe is dark matter and dark energy. Materia oscura y energía oscura. It's the majority of the universe. But they don't know what is that. So they call this oscura, dark, because they don't know. In the same way, we say in spirituality that 3/4 of reality is spiritual. Only 1/4 is material. Solo un cuarto de la realidad es material. 3/4 es espiritual. Oscuro, like the science call it. Oscuro. All that is above Prakriti is not material, I wrote in the book. For instance, the individual soul, your soul, is the category 12, and consequently not material, it's beyond Prakriti. So you try to find your soul with a how is bisturi, with a bisturi, how to say in English bisturi, escalpelo, bisturi. Scalpel. You try to find your soul with a scalpel, con un bisturí, is cutting your body. You cannot find your soul. Try to find your soul cutting your body. Yes? So open the brain and try to find the soul inside. No, there is nothing. Inside the heart. No, you cannot find because it's not material. You understand? Materialistic people trying to find. Obviously, they cannot find because it's not material. For instance, the individual soul is material. The individual souls, there are infinite, one per being, come from the power of the self, from Shakti, always. all of them are not material. Therefore, when someone affirms that a human being comes from sea creatures, bacteria, etc., he's really referring to the physical body of the human being and not to the human being himself. Entonces, cuando nos dicen que venimos de criaturas marinas o de bacterias, la ciencia nos dice eso, venimos de criaturas marinas que caminaron y se fueron a la tierra. No, we come from God. Something so stupid like this. The body maybe came from sea creatures. Tal vez el cuerpo vino de criaturas marinas, but not us. We are spiritual souls, one with Shiva. We come from him. This is our viewpoint. Because most people are identified with the physical body, they think that they are the physical body, so they come from sea creatures and bacteria and the rest. Even as an individual soul, a limited manifestation of the self himself, a human being is not material. Look at the thing I had to explain, that the human being is not material. Look at this. Mire las cosas que tengo que explicar, que el ser humano no es material. Look at it. How ignorant people are now, yes, at this time. Son tan ignorantes que tengo que explicarles a la gente que no son materiales, que son almas. Because of his being positioned above Prakriti. How then could he be a descendant of sea creatures, bacteria, apes, etc.? ¿Cómo pueden descender algo que es no material? ¿Cómo puede descender de los monos, de las criaturas marinas, de las bacterias? ¿Cómo? Si no es material. It's not material. What the Trika system affirms agrees with what other philosophical systems of India affirm. Other systems assign different numbers and names to the different categories, but all of them agree that the soul is above Prakriti. This being the case, what modern science claims about our existence is not true at all. At the very least, they are referring to the physical bodies of the human beings and nothing else. So, la ciencia nos dice que venimos de criaturas marinas, de bacterias, de monos, de no monos, simios, etc. No, los cuerpos vienen de ahí, no nosotros. Tan simple como eso. No somos materiales. Incluso ahora viviendo en el cuerpo, even now living in the body, we are not material. We are not material, we are spiritual. We are behind our senses, yes? Our the eyes, our the ears, behind the nose, but we are not material. You can cut and open all this and you cannot find my real soul. It's not material. Modern science itself has realized that there is something else in the universe. They call that dark. For example, dark matter and dark energy. They refuse to call that not material or spiritual because modern science is based on materialism. So materia espiritual, energía espiritual, they cannot call it like this, yes? So they call it dark, materia oscura, energía oscura. They are always trying to shun the existence of the self and his power, which are inconceivable. Todo el tiempo tratan de evitar, de esquivar al ser y su poder, a Dios y su poder. ¿Por qué? Porque son materialistas. Oh, they explain all with rocks, gas, and the rest. You know, when they say, what's the origin of the solar system? Gas, rocks, and the end moving around some sun creating there. Yes, all is gas, hydrogen. They are materialistic. In the end, modern science realized that the universe, for the most part, is full of dark matter and dark energy. That is, what is not material is by far more abundant than what is material. So, con mucho, by far, con mucho, lo que no es material es mucho más abundante que lo que es material. This is what modern science is saying in the end. However, this was already said by the ancient sages millennia ago. So why all the fuss? All fuss in Spanish, alboroto. ¿Por qué todo el alboroto? Why all the fuss? Yes. Oh, we discovered dark energy, dark matter. It's already knew about this millennia ago already. Materialism is always a dangerous agent of spiritual ignorance. One should not underestimate it ever. When you are told that you come from sea creatures, bacteria, apes, etc., you are tacitly told that you are your physical body. Así que tácitamente te están diciendo cuando te dicen que venís de criaturas marinas o de simios o bacterias, te están diciendo tácitamente que sos el cuerpo físico. This is ignorance. With the omission of the existence of a soul that is not material, a human being has no way out of his bondage. So, si no tienen algo no material o divino, ¿cómo escapar de la esclavitud material? How to escape from material bondage? If you don't have some help in not material help, how to escape? If the physical body is healthy, one is healthy. Si el cuerpo está sano, uno está sano. If the physical body is sick, one is sick. Si está enfermo, uno está enfermo. If the physical body dies, one dies. Si el cuerpo físico muere, uno muere. If you have this wretched viewpoint about yourself, it's obvious that you will never be totally free and perfectly happy. Si tenés este desgraciado punto de vista sobre ti mismo, es obvio de que nunca vas a ser totalmente libre y feliz, y perfectamente feliz, obviamente. Porque todo el tiempo dependes de cómo esté el cuerpo. If it's healthy, it's not healthy. All the time you depend on the state of the body. This freedom and happiness will not appear while you keep considering your physical body to be yourself. As a result, como resultado, when modern science establishes your origin in a materialistic way, it's encouraging the already strong identification with the physical body, which can never be good news to the human being. Nunca es buena noticia para el ser humano. El punto de vista materialista. If this course of action and thought is not modified, modern science will become a powerful agent of spiritual ignorance. Así que si no modifican este punto de vista, la ciencia se va a convertir en otro agente de ignorancia espiritual. Like in the past was religion, for example, agente de ignorancia espiritual, ¿no? Okay. Instead of throwing light, it will throw more darkness. And this is happening right now every time a scientist tries to explain the origin of life, human beings, etc., through materialistic processes. These theories may appear to be innocent and harmless, but they have a strong influence on the minds of human beings. These materialistic theories, if not stopped, will only bring more disaster and confusion to the humankind in the long run. Así que si no se detienen estas ideas materialistas que vienen de la ciencia, de alguna manera, van a traer más desastre y confusión a la humanidad. Estamos viendo los desastres, ¿no? We see the disasters around, you see. It's confusion all the time, more confusion. Shiva, God, Tattva 1, category 1, and his Shakti, Tattva 2, the power of God, are the only way out of bondage. La única salida de la esclavitud, bondage, is Shiva and Shakti, God and his power. If modern science denies them tacitly or explicitly, it's just encouraging ignorance and more bondage. Así que si lo niegan a Dios y a su poder, tácita o explícitamente, solamente está estimulando más ignorancia y más esclavitud. This is all. This being the case, modern science will become a useless thing in the future unless it becomes more spiritually oriented. Just as it was not right in the past for a religion to explain everything through spiritual processes, it's not right at present to have modern science explaining everything through material processes. En el pasado teníamos religión explicando todo con procesos espirituales. Ahora tenemos la ciencia explicando todo con procesos materiales. Es equivocado. No, it's wrong. The middle point is to be reached sooner or later, or modern science will be absolutely useless as far as bringing solutions to the humankind is concerned. Así que en lo tocante a traerle soluciones a la humanidad, la ciencia va a ser completamente inútil si siguen así con lo material. So a question now in the book is, are you against modern science? About me. So I replied, no, I'm against materialism in all its forms. Why? Because it causes tremendous pain by removing the possibility of a way out of bondage. Because if you are a physical body and nothing else, you're in bondage. You cannot escape from your physical body. If you are taught that you are merely a physical body and a limited mind living in a super huge universe, what will you do then in order to be perfectly happy and free? You will never be perfectly happy and free. Nunca vas a ser completamente feliz y libre si sos solamente el cuerpo físico y una mente limitada viviendo en este cuerpo físico. Es inútil. You are doomed. Estás condenado. You are doomed to a life full of misery and pettiness. Pequeñez. Only awaiting an inevitable death. Solamente esperando una muerte inevitable. This is not real life. The influence of materialism on a human mind should never be underestimated. Nunca hay que subestimar la influencia del materialismo sobre la mente humana. Read history and learn about the lessons of the past. Read history. The problem is never science, religion, etc., but the crazy human nature, la naturaleza loca de los seres humanos. Some people can tell me, well, why we are crazy? Watch. Why you say that we are crazy? Watch around. Watch the news. Craziness after craziness. And they like to show craziness first. Les gusta mostrar la locura primero. You see the news? They are obsessed about negativities. They show negative news more than positive news. You see this? This is sickness. They are sick. Gente enferma crea las noticias y publica noticias. So we receive all this. Craziness all around. Craziness. Wars. Killing. Hatred. Not only this, even in a normal life, craziness all the time is around. Crazy ideas, crazy viewpoints. Now there is a new threat that most people do not notice, as always. They are very busy with their jobs, self-pleasures, and the like. So the average human being is all the time interested only in family, job, to enjoy some sense pleasure. He doesn't have a superior mind. He's trying to see the whole view. No tiene una mente superior viendo todo el escenario. Solamente está interesado en la familia, en disfrutar algún placer sensual y el trabajo. La mayoría de los seres humanos son así. Limited. At the beginning of the last century, most people did not even notice that two world wars were coming soon. Al principio del siglo XX, nadie notó que las dos guerras mundiales estaban viniendo, ¿no? Ninguno se dio cuenta. They were living happy there and two world wars were coming. Most people are like that and there is no solution to the problem for now. They are constantly distracted by what is secondary in this world. La gente está todo el tiempo distraída por lo que es secundario. They are never attentive. They are sleeping. It's like sleepwalkers. Sonámbulos. So my words are intended for people with ears. So mis palabras están destinadas a gente con oídos. As it were, por así decirlo. The new threat is the quantity of knowledge about genetics the human beings are gathering. La nueva amenaza es todo el conocimiento que están juntando sobre genética. Again, genetic is not the problem, of course, but the lower nature of the average human being. I do not need to be a prophet to foresee a future where someone full of good intentions, as usual, will use genetics for horrible purposes. No necesito ser un genio para predecir o prever que en el futuro alguien con buenas intenciones va a hacer algún horror genético, ¿no? No hay que ser un genio. Alguna cosa harán. Algún bebé clonado, alguna locura, some clone, some horrible thing. They started to clone animals. In the future, they will clone humans. What will we do with all that? No idea. Craziness. And if all people dedicated to genetics were spiritually wise, there would be no problem. Si la gente dedicada a la genética fuera sabia espiritualmente, no hay problema. Unfortunately, they are mostly materialistic. It's like a monkey with a gun. Es como un mono con un arma. Algo así, something like this. A future disaster of that kind is completely possible because the inner nature of the average human being remained the same since the very start. Porque la naturaleza humana sigue igual. Where, for example, we rest on violence. You can tell me, no, I'm civilized, I'm a 21st century person. No. My teaching to you is, even if you are a nice woman like Andrea or like Liena or like Dora, you can tell me, I'm a nice woman. I don't rest on violence. No descanso en la violencia. My teaching for you is, you rest on violence. You can tell me, it's impossible. Es imposible. Liena, for example. Yes, Liena, look at this sweet woman. Yes, no, it's impossible. I don't rest on violence. I'm sweet. I'm tender. No. You rest on violence. And I'm not changing my viewpoint. Why? Because I'm watching. You can tell me, how is that possible? ¿Cómo es eso posible? I don't see this in me. No, you don't see. But it's there. That's why you see craziness all the time with people around, yes? He killed the mother. Why the son killed the mother? What is this strange thing? You rest on violence. Someone killed the wife. Why he killed the wife? You rest on violence. It depends on the circumstances. You will see. For example, Liena is hardly betrayed by someone. You will see Liena reaction. For example, in the past, I was betrayed by some guy. But if this guy betrayed Liena instead of me, you will see the reaction. You want to cut your throat. Because at the end, we rest on violence. We don't realize. It depends on the aggression. Depende de la agresión. In general, we live peacefully. So we don't realize that we rest on violence. Because we live peacefully. In a challenging environment, we realize that we rest on violence. You understand? So human beings rest on violence. From president, you know president, yes? President everywhere rest on violence. That's why they are violent. People can tell me, hey, but why? They are not violent. They are not sending missiles to anybody. No, they are violent. Why? When you charge taxes, for example, you are violent. Cuando cobras impuestos, sos violento. Todos los presidentes de este mundo cobran impuestos. All the presidents of this world charge taxes, yes? By force. Impuesto. It's not voluntario. It's not contribución voluntaria de los ciudadanos, yes? Willing contribution of the citizens. No, it's by force. Aha, you don't pay taxes, to prison. So they are violent. They don't need to send missiles to another country to be violent. They are violent because all the structure of society is violent. It's by force. Try not to pay taxes. You will see what happens. Try to say, I won't pay taxes. Ah, look at me. I'm free. You will see what happens. They come to you. Violence. It's a society based on violence. We kill million animals to eat. Violent society. Million. I was watching the numbers of cows killed in Argentina, only 10 million per year or something like this. I thought maybe they're joking. 10 million. Something like this, a number, crazy number like this, I saw. Million animals. It's a genocide. Ask the animal if we are not violent, and you will see. Horrible. To support this sick humankind, para darle apoyo a esta humanidad enferma, million and million of animals are dying. So all organic life in this planet is making a great effort to keep alive this humankind. We are not conscious. Anyway, we are not satisfied. We need more and more and more. And more and more. What is this thing? Sickness. So society rests on violence. I'm completely sure. It depends on the circumstances. It depends. We are always peaceful. Everything is treating you well. Everyone is treating you well. Todos te tratan bien. So uno no es violento, es pacífico. Pero what happens if someone treats you badly? Si alguien te trata mal, ¿qué pasa? Appear, yes, the monster. My children. Nobody will touch my children. Yes, violence. It's there. With this violence, you go nowhere. You have to abandon your violence. No way to go to greater worlds, to contact greater beings, greater levels of status categories if you continue with your violence. It's useless. No person can advance. So, for instance, right now, many people are manufacturing more and more modern weapons in order to kill as many people as possible with the least effort. With the least effort. How many we can kill? 3 million with only touching. Okay, better. This is the mentality they have. Everywhere is that. Even in free countries, yes, they are like this. Everything is always in the name of self-defense. All the time is auto-defense. They are justifying like this. We have a nuclear weapon for killing humankind many times. Tenemos armas nucleares para destruir la humanidad un montón de veces. Why? Why we have all this? Violence. These people look civilized and are supported by the governments. As one is used to all that craziness, it looks normal. Uno está acostumbrado a la locura, entonces le parece normal todo esto de vivir así. But from a spiritual viewpoint, that is just madness, locura. The average human being has replaced his club with a devastating nuclear missile. Cambio el garrote, el ser humano, por un misil nuclear devastador. Pero es the same guy. It's the same guy. Continue with violence. The change only happened to the weapon and not to him. So, cambió el arma nada más, pero el mismo cavernícola continúa. The same caveman continues. Yes? This guy living in a cave and covering with the skin of animals. Yes, this guy continues. Instead of a club, a garrote, he has now a nuclear weapon. But he's the same aggressive guy. Obviously, I'm speaking about the average human being, not about the wise human being, obviously. There are better people. This being the case, one should be on the alert and detect the symptoms in order not to be taken by surprise. Spiritual ignorance appearing as insane human minds spreading materialism, violence, etc. should never be underestimated. Nunca hay que subestimar a todas estas cosas, al materialismo, a las ideas, a la violencia. Nunca hay que subestimar estas ideas violentas y materialistas. Another question now in the book. Does an animal have a different soul than that of a human being? Question. No. There are only individual souls. Tattoo 12, categoría 12. Only individual souls. Almas individuales. Which are essentially the self becoming many through his own power. Dios se vuelve muchos, como dicen en los Vedas, ¿sí es? Ahamekam, Bahusyam. I have become, soy uno. I am one. Bajusiam, let me become many. Que me vuelva muchos. This is the Vedas. So all these souls are emanations of one God. Next, each of these individual souls, category 12, is endowed with a respective psychic organ and body according to their nature, which is determined by the power of the self. So después se le dan cuerpos y de acuerdo a su naturaleza a estas almas. Se las dotan con cuerpos, se les proporcionan cuerpos y órganos psíquicos, de acuerdo a su naturaleza. All this is determined, todo eso está determinado por el poder del ser, por Shakti. This is carried out by Prakriti, the power of the self, Prakriti, Tattva 13, nature, Mother Nature. The source of all that is material. So Mother Nature is controlling all the animals, for example. Prakriti gives a living being an ego if he's a human being, a demon, or a higher entity. So only beings with ego are human beings, demons, lower than human beings, and higher beings, gods, for example. Indra, Varuna, you know these gods, yes, are given a ego. Animals, they don't have ego. Animals don't have ego. You saw animal with vanity, for example. No. The cat in the mirror, for example, taking a selfie, the cat in the mirror. No. No, vanity. Qué lindo que soy. Mira. No, no vanity. Animals are natural. No ego. Humans have ego. If the living being is an animal, Prakriti will not give him an ego. So no le da egos a los animales, Prakriti. Prakriti is also called nature because, as I told you, it concedes psychic organs and bodies to the souls according to their nature. That's why it's called nature. Though Prakriti does all that, it only rules over egoless living beings, for example, animals, and not over those endowed with ego, for example, human beings. Mother Nature gobierna especialmente sobre los animales y no sobre los humanos. Sobre los humanos gobierna principalmente la ley del karma. These human beings are controlled by the law of karma, la ley del karma, which manages all that is ego related. So karma controla todo lo que tenga que ver con el ego. Karma. Without ego, you cannot generate karma. To generate karma, you need ego. An animal cannot generate karma. For example, if a lion comes here and kills me, the animal is not guilty. The lion is not guilty for killing me. Why? Because no ego, no evil, only animal instinct. You understand? A human killing, yes, he's guilty. He has karma. He has to go to prison to receive punishment. Why? Because he has ego. He did it. An animal is only Mother Nature. The law of karma starts before Prakriti. The law of karma starts in category 7. Kala. Category 7 starts the law of karma. Kala is this power who moves all the things. Kala, there is an energy moving all, yes? Moves, pushes. For example, you cannot be without actions. You have to do all the time some action. Yes? You cannot stop doing action. You have to do something. This is Kala pushing you. Kala te empuja a hacer acciones. Pushes. When you are forced to do actions, you create karma. So Kala, Tattva 7, categoría 7, is the root of all karmas. Next, we have categoría 11, Niyati, controlling karma directly. Categoría 11, Niyati. Okay, it's a long thing about tattoos. Someday I had to explain. No, I will explain tattoos in this book. In this book I will explain tattoos in the future, because I explain tattoos. Explico las categorías de tattoos en el futuro en este libro. The law of karma starts before prakriti. That is, it's above prakriti. Hence, you cannot transcend the law of karma by merely using material processes. Prakriti controls the materialistic processes. You cannot go beyond karma by means of materialistic processes. For example, no chip inserted into your brain will do the trick. You cannot put a chip into your brain to go beyond karma. Yes, no way to fix it. It's material. To go beyond karma, you need some force beyond karma, divine force. In the end, a human being will have to resort to what is spiritual in order to be perfectly free and happy. So when you remove the possibility of divine help, when you remove the possibility of God in your life helping you somehow or through other entities, higher entities helping you, you remove the possibility to be free. That's why all this materialistic system, yes? For example, what is the main materialistic system? Communism. Communism. All the same, like ants. All the same, like ants. All is material. They are atheistic, yes? They cut the connection with God. When you cut your connection with the divine, with God in any way, I'm not speaking only about religion, I'm speaking about the connection with something supernatural, something beyond material world. You cut your connection with the help. You cannot be helped. That's why communism is pest. It's a sickness, communism. All the same, without God. It's a pest. You have to run away from communism. For example, North Korea, Venezuela, Cuba. You have to run away from those countries. Because all of them the same without God. There's no other way out of this karmic prison. Only God can save you. Only someone divine beyond karma can save you. Yes, liberation will not be cheap anyway, but it's possible. I mean, you will be able to attain liberation if you persevere in your effort. This is good news then. Si uno persevera en los esfuerzos, entonces uno puede alcanzar la liberación del enredo material. One can be free from the materialistic entanglement. You know what is entanglement? Enredo. I will try to translate entangle. Enredo material. In Hungarian, anyagigubans. In Portuguese, emaranhado material. Oh, look at this. In Russian, materialny klubok. So to escape from this, the only way, from this tangle or entanglement or whatever, to escape from this, the only way to receive help from that divine force, from higher tattvas. Tattva 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. But you cut the connection, you say, I don't believe in God. Okay, you cut all the connection with the help. You are condemned to suffering. You understand how stupid it is? But how powerful atheism is, ateísmo es tan poderoso. Corta el cordón de ayuda. Another question. Is there any practice, a spiritual practice, that is better than the rest? In the book, I'm with questions like this, yes, doubts like this. No. All practices depend on the level of the spiritual aspirants. That's why you cannot say, oh, to repeat the mantra is the best practice. Repetir un mantra es la mejor práctica. No. Oh, to chant in Sanskrit is the best practice. Oh, to concentrate on the breathing is the best practice. No. It depends on the level of the spiritual aspirant. Depende del aspirante, del nivel que tenga. You understand? Even if you were given a powerful practice, which is known for taking a spiritual aspirant to self-realization quickly, aún si te dan la práctica más poderosa que te lleva a la autorrealización rápidamente, a la liberación rápidamente. You will not be able to perform it if you are not a powerful disciple. No vas a poder hacerla si no sos un discípulo poderoso. So every practice with every level of disciple. You cannot say this practice is better. Better for whom? Mejor para quién? And you cannot be a powerful disciple unless Shiva wishes so. Si Shiva no lo desea, no podés ser un discípulo poderoso. It's Shiva, is God who makes you a powerful disciple. His grace, su gracia, su favor es lo que te hace un discípulo poderoso. Therefore, self-realization or liberation or enlightenment, autorrealización, liberación e iluminación, it's all the same. The maximum attainment, el máximo logro de un ser humano. Therefore, self-realization is not about practices, but about his will. Así que la autorrealización, la liberación, la iluminación no tienen que ver con las prácticas, sino con su voluntad. Si él desea, entonces uno avanza. It's very strange. If he wishes, so one can advance. Practices, as I always affirm, are for the disciples to kill the time. When I was told this in the past, cuando me dijeron esto en el pasado, mis maestros, my teachers, I was in shock. Practices is to kill the time. Las prácticas son para matar el tiempo. Mientras Dios prepara todo. Me dijeron así. So I was a yogi with practice, repeating the mantra with the mala, this rosary, with this rosary, repeating the mantra. And all of a sudden I was told, okay, you are killing the time with these practices. What is this thing, killing the time? I'm advancing to God. No, you don't advance to God. God advances to you. No avanzas hacia Dios, Dios avanza hacia ti. In the meantime, to kill the time, para matar el tiempo, you do practices. Meditate, repeat the mantra, pray to God, whatever it is. To kill the time and to justify, not to justify, to reinforce for your ego to be pleased. Para que tu ego esté tranquilo y complacido. Hice 3 horas de meditación. Opa, 3 horas, 3 hours. My God, I'm more powerful. So for your ego to be happy, you do practices. Not to advance to God. To advance to God, the only thing you need is his will. If he wants, you advance very fast. This truth is very difficult to understand to most people because they are the supposed doers. They are the supposed doers of everything. Todas las personas son hacedoras de todo, ¿no? Entonces, sí, estoy haciendo algo para llegar a Dios, entonces voy a llegar a Dios porque hago cosas. No. I'm doing something to reach God. So because I'm doing something, I will reach God. No. God will reach you. Dios te alcanzará. No puedes alcanzar a Dios. Dios te alcanzará. In the spiritual path, you perform practices according to your own level, and this level always depends on the will of Shiva. If the self does not want, you cannot advance. Spiritually speaking, When he wants, you can advance to a superior level of discipleship. Accordingly, you can practice in a higher level then. Anyway, the whole thing was about his will and not about your doing a certain practice. It's his will. So in Trikasha Vision, we have a strange situation. For one, on the one hand, por un lado, we have practices. Shambhavopaya, Shaktopaya, Arnavopaya, different practices. Por el otro lado, on the other hand, we have the will of Shiva, giving liberation. So it's strange, yes, you have to do practice, but at the same time, we have the will of Shiva giving you liberation, really. No practices can give you liberation. Okay, for today is enough. Next satsanga will continue with this, replying this doubt about practices. For today is enough. Om Namah Shivaya.